I'm here in Medjugorje and I'm with, what's your name?
Tracy,
And where are you from?
Redditch area of Worcestershire, UK.
Wow. And you said how many times you came?
This is my 6th time.
6 times. Why do you come back all the time?
Just can't keep away. Our Lady keeps calling me back. Yeah, can't keep. I just keep wanting a little piece of the peace and the love and the joy
Yeah.
that is here, and it just builds me spiritually. Every time I come back stronger.
And how would you explain somebody who doesn't know about Medjugorje? Why does it build you up spiritually?
It's just the simplicity of the way of life here.
Yeah.
The simple way of life and the joy and the faith of the people is just so strong. You know, it just makes you want to be stronger and love God more and more and more and be close to Blessed Lady who's here every day.
And you are from the UK, you said?
Yeah.
No? So England.
Yes, England, yeah.
There are Catholics in England?
There are Catholics, not many.
How many of them are there?
Just feels like a handful in each parish, to be honest. So,
Yeah.
we are declining. However, we are stronger and purer.
And what would you tell the Catholics in the UK now? Why Catholics so beautiful to be?
This is a beautiful faith, a beautiful religion. You just need to come and find it and embrace it. It should be a way of life. Your faith should be a way of life, not just something you do for an hour on a Sunday. You need to live it, you need to breathe it, to be part of it. And the deeper your journey in, the stronger it is, and the more joy that you receive.
And more peace, no?
More joy, peace, and the simple life. You realise what really matters and what doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You know, you learn your priorities.
Wow. And how do you journey deeper? How is your journey? Have you always been Catholic or you had a conversion?
Always been Catholic, yeah. Always been Catholic, raised by a Polish Catholic family, always gone to Catholic school. But I kept my faith at times in my life in my fingertips until, you know, crisis in my life is the first thing that, you know, when I needed help and direction, I sought it from God and from our Blessed Mother. And she's always guided me.
So you made the experience as well that when you surrender and you try to live in the divine will, that you're more in peace and more in joy?
Absolutely, yes. Yeah, sometimes you need to reread and find that way again and realise that it's God's plan for our life. You know, we don't map it and we need to accept it. And all the sighs and the sadness and the tutting and things when it don't go our way, that's part of God's plan. We need to accept everything that he throws our way with grace. It's part of our plan.
And did you make the experience when you suffer, it's maybe a little correction to get you closer to God? That we're off sometimes the journey, and then we need to cry out again, and we feel God again.
Absolutely, yes. And you know, twice in my life that's happened to me on a major time, and I felt that I was at a crossroads and a T-junction. I could have gone one way to lose my faith and say, God wasn't with me at that time. He doesn't believe in me. I'm not important to him. Or I could go the other way, embrace it, and be stronger. And that's what I did.
And why did you do that? Why did you give up?
It's deep-rooted within me, you know, just because we can't see God, we know he's there and he's the closest to us when we are suffering the most. So if you can join your suffering to his will and, you know, find the grace in it and do good with it, then that's what we need to be doing.
And but you know, a lot of people think God the Father is an angry old man with a white beard and wants to judge us and waits to that we make a mistake and put us to hell. But you made a different experience of God, it seems.
Yes.
That's a good God as he really is.
Yeah, and a loving God. And just remember, whatever comes your way in your life, you know, if you join that suffering to God's will, you know, you can do good with that suffering. You know, the more suffering you have on earth, the greater your glory will be in heaven.
Why are you so convinced of that? Because it seems contradictory for us from the world, kind of say suffering, we don't want to suffer.
But the answers are all in the Bible. You know, they're all in the Bible. They're all in the faith. You go to a good parish with a good priest and you listen to his sermons. We're being fed. So we've got to choose to accept it. You've got to open your mouth and take that spoon. Yeah.
And what is the Eucharist for you? A lot of Catholics have, I think, no understanding anymore what the Eucharist is.
It's the power, the power that we receive. It's sort of like our little injection of power and faith. Every time we receive Jesus in the Eucharist, it makes us stronger. You know, and we should be aiming for more and more and more, but we need to be worthy of it. And we become worthy by receiving more, you know, in God's grace. But we need to do it worthily. Wow, we need to remember, you know, confession, you know.
Confession. Tell why confession and why not to be scared to confess, because a lot of people are scared and don't want to go there.
Confession is a gift. You know, it's a gift from God, you know, and that's what we need to embrace. And no, I've never met a judgmental priest yet You know, I honestly just don't believe the priests remember what we say. It's almost, you know, a priest that I know close to home says, you know, when he enters, the person leaves the confessional, it's almost like he flushes a chain, gone next, you know, sort of thing, you know, and that's exactly how it is. Don't need to be frightened of confession. We need to embrace it. There is such peace and healing that comes every time you receive absolution from that priest. You will never receive a grace like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now you come from Apparition Hill here?
Yeah.
How
We've been
was
at Beshik. It was beautiful. It was quiet and it was sunny, but there was a beautiful breeze. It was incredibly blessed. So today, the feast of our Blessed Lady of Fatima,
Yes.
we wanted to do something to celebrate. So we did the joyful mysteries going up.
Uh-huh.
We did the sorrowful mysteries at the top with our Blessed Mother.
Uh-huh.
The glorious mysteries coming down,
Uh-huh.
and we will do the luminous later on.
Wow.
Next to the statue of risen Christ.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's the best way to honour Our Lady from
yes.
Fatima.
And by the rosary, what is so powerful about that prayer and meditation?
The meditation, it is drawing yourself in, like Father Leon says when he's here. Take your orange crayon from his talks that he does. Take your orange crayon, you draw yourself in, so you imagine yourself being part of all those mysteries, you know, right from the Annunciation right through to the glorious mysteries and the coronation of our Blessed Mother. You can be with them both on that journey if you choose to be, you know, embrace the rosary.
Yes, so right. And you know, what can you tell people, you know, we all look for the life lessons. What is the biggest life lesson you had in your life?
I suppose the priority, your purpose to be here. What is your purpose? And we all have different purpose, but you know, we need to be a good person. And if God calls us to be a wife or a mother, you know, whatever you're chosen to be, or a single person, you know, do it well. You know, make the most of it. Live in the way that God wants you to do. So
beautiful. And how, you know, a lot of people come here, they want to find their vocation. And what would you give them as an advice? You seem like you found it very clear. Yeah,
you pray for it. You know, it's a revelation comes with time, and you need to learn to listen to God's small, quiet voice. You know, revelation within you. It isn't like a big booming thing. You know, Tracy, I want you to do this. It comes with time, prayer, practice, and you need to learn to listen for it and recognize God's voice and always join it. Whatever you pray for, you may not receive it. It's got to be joined to His will.
Yeah.
You know, absolutely.
You made the experience that this voice is very gentle, and you feel peace and joy afterwards when you listen to it.
Yes.
When you dare to listen.
Yes.
You have to dare to listen.
Yes. And sometimes, you know, it's at the quietest times of your life, not the busiest times. You know, when you're peaceful and serene and calm and in a good place, and you brought God with you wherever you are, it is then that God's voice talks within you.
Yeah. And then you're joyful and you're authentic.
Yes.
Truthful.
Yes.
No?
Yeah.
And for you, the best place in Medjugorje, you got a favorite spot here?
It's got to be the Krishevats, I think, the top
the Cross Mountain, which is behind you here.
Yeah, I think so.
Why?
Yes,
it's the toughest one, no?
It's just such an achievement. I think if you can, it's a journey. The journey up there is a journey, but if you can do the Stations of the Cross on the way up there, and then ask, you know, Father to be with you, Father Slavko to be with you at the top. Join yourself in prayer with him. It's just such a blessed, holy place. I think I've received many graces from being there. But even the climb up there is an achievement in itself. But if you can spend the time up there in prayer and thoughts, you know, it's a beautiful view. You look down on Medjugorje and Our Lady. You look behind from the back of Our Lady, looking through onto Medjugorje and St. James's Church. This is her place. And you see we're lucky to be here.
Yeah, and you know now the role of Our Lady. A lot of Protestants, they don't understand the role of Our Lady. They think that she's a goddess and we are praying to a goddess. Can you explain them a little bit?
Yeah, I get that, and I understand, and I've had those comments before. Oh, Catholic, oh, you do that, you and your Hail Marys and what have you. Yeah, but you know, the line is to Jesus through Mary. You know, so to Jesus through Mary always. She never takes glory and grace for herself. It's always pointed to Jesus. If it's a question, you know, choice between going to her or go to Mass, she'll always point you to Mass and the Eucharist.
That's what she says here in Medjugorje. Go to the Eucharist. Don't come to Apparition. No?
But you see, some people who find it hard to relate to Jesus and God can always relate to Our Lady. Every person on this earth has had a mother at some time. If they're not a mother themselves, they've had one. Yeah. So they can embrace and learn to, you know, that our mother's love. So everybody can relate to Our Lady. She's there for everybody. You know, all faiths, all religions. She's there for them all.
Yes. And at the end, what would you tell people? Why come to Medjugorje one time?
I think to experience the peace here, the faith, you know, to learn and draw from the people here, sort of thing. You know, you watch some people. We've just been up Apparition Hill and watched these people go up barefooted and come down barefooted while praying. You know, dripping with sweat, gasping for water, but they do that all for the glory of God. It is incredible. It really is incredible. So,
and again, for our Protestant friends, you have a favorite Bible scripture? for you?
I suppose I love the Psalms. You know, the Lord is my shepherd will always be
Yeah, they're
favorite one. You know, I can recite at times when you need that. You know, I can recite that and think it always calms my soul.
And
But yeah.
favorite saint?
Well, I'm a member of the Carmelite community, so I think called Carmelite saints, but probably particularly Therese of Lisieux for me. She's been there at times when I've really needed her.
Yeah. And can you explain a bit what is the spirituality of the Carmelite community in short? So people understand a bit the different facets of our faith.
Yeah, it is slightly different to some of the other orders, admittedly. The Carmelite community for me is totally devoted to Our Lady. There is no one particular saint. We have a group of Carmelite saints, but it's not one particular, like the Dominicans, Franciscans, or what have you, or the Augustinians. It's Our Lady is the focus, and there's some powerhouse saints behind her in her journey with what she's doing. But the Carmelite charisms, of course, are service, prayer, contemplation. So I think, what a better place. This is all about Medjugorje for me. This is a place where you come for silent adoration, contemplation, prayer, service to Our Lady with the saints. The saints are with us when we are here also. So yeah, absolutely.
Wow. Thank you so much for that beautiful interview.
Yeah, and thank you for your time also.